What's up, world? It's your boy Traylo Changed. Thought I'd hop on here real quick with my baby face, cause I made a mistake on my beard. Had to shave my beard. Now I gotta let that grow back in. Now I'm out here looking like a sore thumb. It's like, nah. Yo, you gotta joke on yourself, yo. I heard this before. You gotta joke on yourself before somebody else can joke on you. Real talk. Cause people got a lot of jokes. And you feel me? You just gotta laugh with them, yo. Cause I know I look crazy without my without my little beard that I normally have on my face. I feel naked. Anyway, so look, I thought I'd hop on here and encourage somebody, cause like this is something that I get for myself. And the thing that I get for myself is, what do you do when you get a word from the Lord, or at least you think it's a word from the Lord? Or you keep getting them, like you keep getting these like different words from different people, you know, when they say that this will not happen, and it does happen. This whole walk, man, is about faith, and faith pleases God. And the thing is, I've heard the Lord speak. You know what I'm saying? Like, I heard the Lord tell me a lot of things, and He confirmed it. You know what I'm saying? The Lord sent me out one day, and He told me to speak specifically into some specific people's lives in a Walmart, and He gave me specific details about a person's life. They played football, they had a sprained ankle, they had plantar fasciitis or something like that in their right foot. Like, God does stuff like that. Like, I've had it happen. Now my question is, what happens when you don't hear that stuff? You still go in faith. You still step out on faith, because you know that it's God's will to heal. You know that it's God's will to speak, and He always got something to say. Now, the thing is, I've heard this story before. Let's just use this term. You know, I don't want to get into specific details, but basically there was a brother who went to jail. And this brother was told by a pastor, you will never see jail a day in your life. You will never see jail a day in your life. They did a crime in the past, but you will never see jail a day in your life. The Lord said you won't see any time. Right? In faith, because he's a pastor, the man of God received it with gladness. And he was excited. I ain't gonna see jail. Dude went, long story short, dude went to jail. You know what I'm saying? And you know what that did? It brought up all this bitterness in his heart. Oh, you ain't no real man of God. You're delusional. You're crazy. Turning against his friends. Everybody's delusional. You're all crazy. But this man of God just wanted to have faith. And I understand the pain, because you still had to do 2-3 years of jail time, which was less than what was intended. So the Lord still was there. Still met the Lord in your jail cell. My biggest encouragement, if you could take anything from this message, is don't be afraid to step out on faith. I know sometimes you don't know what to do with it, man. When I tell you, sorry, I look glossy. Yo. Anyway, when you don't get discouraged. You know what I'm saying? Because the whole point of this walk is about faith. Sometimes you're gonna miss it, and it's okay. Keep listening. Keep desiring the Lord. The Lord's gonna line some things up in your life. He's gonna speak directly to you. We are all human. We all miss it. I'm not gonna sit here and tell you I know 100% what the voice of God sounds like. I know that sometimes I hear the voice of God in my head. Sometimes I hear a little whisper. Sometimes, like for the first time, actually yesterday, this woman of God prayed for me, and I swear I heard the voice of God speaking through this woman. It was a man's voice, but it was also a woman's voice, and I just knew it was the Father's voice. He knew exactly what to say to me at the specific time, and that was the first time I actually heard a little bit of the Father's voice, and it comforted me, and it was to a point where my body was vibrating. So hearing the voice of God, that's what I'm gonna call this video, hearing the voice of God. Sometimes you'll miss it, man, but I encourage you to step out again. You know what I'm saying? I encourage you to jump out there again. I encourage you to keep doing it until eventually you get it right. That's what faith, because without faith it's impossible to please God. So with faith it's possible to please God. Let's continue, because somebody just pulled up on me. Let's continue to have faith in Jesus. Let's continue to have faith in Jesus. Continue to desire the Lord. Continue to want to see Him move. That's what faith looks like, even when you get it wrong. These last 2 years has been hard for me personally. But I continue to trust in the Lord, you know, to align some things. A lot of times, sometimes I feel like when people are trying to give you a prophetic word, they just want to talk. Sometimes I think people like to hear their own voice, you know, and they're not really hearing from God. So they just want to say something just because everybody else said something. I've had that happen. But I encourage you to step out on faith. You know what I'm saying? I don't know who I'm talking to. I believe that God called me, not just for myself. He loves me, of course, but he called me to reach a specific amount of people. And I know that this message is going to reach somebody one day, somewhere. Step out on faith. Hear the voice of the Lord. Don't get discouraged when you don't hear his voice, when he's not responding. Sometimes his silence is a response. And you got to trust that his silence is a response.